I just took out my hot tweezers, and it goes. It's almost like I'm preparing to stab somebody. Like there's someone behind me in the office that refuses to go away. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we've got an A1502 Macbook Pro from 2015 that's not turning on. Let's see if we can open this thing up and figure out what's wrong with it and make it work again. So first thing I'm going to do here is get the desk camera on here so you can see this MacBook. We've cleaned this MacBook off so it is 99.97% coronavirus free. That's right, with a microfiber cloth and some alcohol. We've got some UV bulbs in the way as well, so we're going to UV these things, we're going to alcohol these things. Above all, we're going to stare at them really meanly, which I'm sure is going to scare all the bacteria and viruses away. Now, first thing that we're going to do over here is turn on the multimeter and power supply software so that you can see how much amperage is taking on the screen. Because when you know how much amperage it's taking, it'll give you a bit of an idea of what may be wrong with it. So first thing to do here is set my power supply to 19.5 volts, plug that thing in, turn it on, and how much power are we using? So it looks like we're using 239 milliamps. We're getting a light in the charger, meaning the SMC is turning on. SMC is communicating with the charger, but the 230 milliamps is very, very strange. Typically, this would be taking something closer to 500 or 600 milliamps if it's turning on, 23 to 24 milliamps if it was an issue with PM Sleep S4L missing, 100 to 200 milliamps if it was an all-sys power good issue, 50 to 60 milliamps if there's an issue around the TPS 51980. This is strange. I'm going to take a guess that it's a short to ground on PP Bus G3 hop. Done. One way to find out. So let's open this thing up. Let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Massimo says, hello from Italy. Are you the one that left me that fake 1-star review today on Yelp? Oh man, you gotta see the quality of fake reviews that I've been getting. If there's anything that I love about Yelp, it's all the real reviews from actual customers that I have invoiced. They are in my merchant services system. I got their name, all that stuff. Those reviews filtered. Then someone says that I literally physically tossed them out of the store for the crime of being Italian. Then what does Yelp say to that review? That one stays up. Yep, the fact that I'm Italian doesn't really matter. What I do is I am equal opportunity in spraying all the people that show up with alcohol. I have been spraying, anytime people stay in an area a little too long, I spray them with alcohol. All the people coming in, just pop, 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 pop. You all get sprayed with alcohol. Alright, so we got a couple of things that are strange here. Ew. That's a green hair. Next to what looks to be Corona. No. Ew. Alright, so let's take the mighty Q-tip. Fuck the alcohol dispenser. Can you get me a refill alcohol bottle? Thanks, Lewis. He is a sicko. I try to not be a sicko. Alright, so I'm gonna wash the Corona off. That Corona doesn't want to come off though. That's some tough Corona. Now I'm burning the Corona and making it airborne. Can you smell that?
Yeah, it smells like hospital.
Can you smell that rotting Corona? Yeah, nice, isn't it? keyboard backlight is obviously going to need to be replaced. But before we even get to keyboard backlight, let's just see if there's any more Corona. Burn it away. That's what I'm trying to do. Who spills stuff in their computers? You do. Probably, I bet Simic 2 spills stuff in his computers. That's why his audio IC doesn't work, which is why he couldn't hear me read that Twitch chat 9 seconds ago. Okay, next. So let's see if removal of that Corona gets it to turn on. Alright, so now we're down to 119 milliamps. Strange. Do a little bit of estimations is our PP bus present? Where is the PP bus? 12.51 volts. What do you know? We have a PP bus. Next up. The microscope light is flickering. Microscope light does not like what I've been doing to it. 5 volts on the PP5 ES5. Three volts in the PP3V3S3. I mean PP3V3S5. Thanks for being online. Is there any reason why MacBooks are not waterproof except for Apple? Apple is a reason in and of itself, Mr. Ruslan, and thank you as always. PP5 ES4. 5 volts. All right, so we're in an S4 state. We're out of the most difficult part of the race here. We have a little bit of corrosion up here, but it's barely noticeable, and this is for screen stuff. I don't care about the screen. You don't even turn on yet. This is... Okay, you know what? We're going to remove that backlight connector. Paul Daniels is in the chat, says Andre. How's it going, Mr. Paul Daniels? I'm glad to hear that you're still here and hopefully corona-free. I hope you're doing well, Paul. The best for you and your family. Everybody say hello to Mr. Paul Daniels in the chat today. He is an esteemed guest. With esteem. High esteem. Paul Daniels provides the software that keeps the repair community going. I'm glad to hear that Paul Daniels is essential. I find him to be essential myself. Without someone to blame for my screw-ups, I would probably sit in a corner and cry, unable to have the confidence to continue moving forward with my work or my day. Paul Daniels provides the essential service of being a piñata of Rossman Repair. I don't know what you're talking about, Ghost Rider. Alright, so what we did here is we removed the backlight connector for the keyboard. So most likely we had a short to ground on one of the rails that goes to the keyboard backlight connector. So let's take a look at what that rail is and Paul Daniels' amazing software called Flex Board View that you can purchase over at pldaniels.com. That's pldaniels.com. Now, if you take a look over here, you'll notice that the machine likely was shorting PPV out SO keyboard backlight to ground as a result of that connector being destroyed. So we had an SO power line that was shorted to ground. This is why we're taking 200 milliamps, because we had all the S5s, S4s, S3s, G3 HOTS, but we were missing this. Now, if we take a look at where this comes from, this is going to come from over here. Now this chip is powered by PP5VSO, so most likely PP5VSO was shorted to ground through the LED driver. Interesting. And that is what most likely caused our fault. Now the fun part of this is going to be putting a new connector on the board. Because, owie, that is a nasty looking area. That is disgusting. That sounded like a sword. Did you guys hear that? Let me try that again. That just drew my sword. Yeah, I just took out my hot tweezers, and it goes. It's almost like I'm preparing to stab somebody. Like there's someone behind me in the office that refuses to go away. I wonder what's going to happen to Corona beer after all of this. Because there's no easy way out for them. If they keep their name, that's a really negative association that's in people's heads and branding for a long time. If they don't keep their name, they lose all the brand recognition. So they're going to have to put in a bunch of money into getting people to like a new brand. Do you still remember that recent MacBook repair? You go to hell and you die. Along with that stream of that terrible MacBook repair. No. We've forgotten about it. Lewis learned his lesson to not be stupid. Hey, I'm just saying that works. It worked. It will likely continue to work into the future. Now I have to find a board that has that backlight connector still on it. Alright. You guys enjoying crotch cam over there? Where are the other 18 COVIDs? Apple Store? Let's see how hot air would actually settle this into place. Oh, cool. I took a resistor off with it. Isn't that something? Alright. Let's see. So, let's make a bet. You guys think hot air at a low enough temperature would settle this into place without melting the plastic? One way to find out, right? You should have left the backlight connector off, pitched it as a feature to stop people seeing what you write at night. Yeah, like when like if somebody has tape on their webcam and I accidentally fuck up their assembly, or I screw up the webcam cable and I say, hey, good news, I noticed that you had a piece of tape on your webcam. Well, actually it doesn't really look very appealing with the MacBook. You know, it kind of takes away from the appeal of the nice body that it has. So what I did is I actually disabled it in the hardware for you so that nobody can get to it. The NSA, the FBI, the CIA, nobody will be able to use your webcam, and I can get rid of this little piece of tape. What do you think? Oh, really? You can do that? Absolutely. And you're not going to charge me extra? And that's the point where I die a little bit inside, because somebody's actually expecting me to charge them extra for breaking their computer. That's not really a thing anymore, but in the days of there were the olden days where you could actually mess up the webcam cable easily removing the screen. It's not a thing anymore. That was the first thing I actually blew up in a MacBook. My first MacBook repair ever was an A1502 that needed a screen, and I actually set the webcam cable on fire. That was the first thing I ever fixed. I mean, that was a machine that I had bought for myself, and I thought, I'm going to save some money. Nope. The quality of a webcam has not really gone up in the past 10 years. Apple is not essential, Lewis isn't. Oh, you know, I don't want to brag or anything. Just... Alright, I feel good about that. This, on the other hand, what the hell is this piece of shit doing stuck to there? Freaking resistor. That's our backlight connector. Isn't it pretty? It's pretty, isn't it? And when it's plugged in, takes 500 milliamps. Let's just get this camera off of crotch cam now. This is going to need a new keyboard backlight, obviously. So we'll have to install a new keyboard backlight for this customer, which jumper wire size will do for most jobs. 44 gauge is what I use for most of the stuff. If it's for a power line that has to be long, then I'll use a 38 around there. Or you could just double or triple up on the 44. How essential is everybody here today? I hope you're all feeling very essential. I hope every last one of you understands what it's like to be essential. I hope you all understand what GameStop feels like right now. GameStop is essential. If GameStop is essential, then I'm essential. There's no way around that. Ta-da! Look at that delaminated screen right there. So that's about it. We were not having this turn on. It was taking more milliamps than I expected, not less, for a machine that was dead. And that was because we had a short to ground on the backlight. And instead of there being a current sensing circuit or a fuse that blows, this is an apple. If anything happens to your keyboard backlight circuit, you don't have a computer anymore. MacBook. So that's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking part in what it is that we're doing. Stay safe, stay healthy, clean your face, wash your hands, clean your pee-pee bus, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.